748. From restaurants to churches and temples, our area is home to some of the finest gems in Northwest Arkansas. But you may not know all about them. This morning, we are uncovering some of the stories behind these hidden treasures. We head to Eureka Springs, where one place has stood the test of time, and its creation came together by divine intervention.
It seems to have that effect on people.
It's an experience that leaves visitors speechless.
People feel something in there, sometimes they can't put it in words.
Even the non-believers see the light.
One of the greatest compliments we ever had was from an atheist. And he said, "I don't believe in God unless I'm in Thorncrown Chapel."
Just outside of Eureka Springs, on a small rock, sits a church, Thorncrown Chapel. For nearly 40 years, visitors have made the pilgrimage to this architectural marvel, whether it's for the peaceful surroundings, finding solace, or just saying you visited. This sanctuary is one of a kind. Doug Reed has been the pastor there for 34 years.
Well, the chapel was my dad's dream.
In 1978, Jim Reed, a retired school teacher, had a vision to build a chapel in the middle of nowhere. Neighbors, friends, even his own wife thought he was a bit unbalanced.
He wanted it to be part of the environment, so he said, let's build it out of all wood. 48-foot tall wood, all glass structure like this had never been built before. So everybody thought he was a little crazy out there.
Reed turned crazy into motivation. With the help of renowned architect and former Fayetteville native Ife Jones, construction of the chapel started in 1979. But halfway through the project, the money ran dry. Reed contacted banks and friends for financial support, all saying no. It put Reed between a rock and a hard place. So in one last-ditch effort, he made one more call.
My dad had prayed before, but he had never been on his knees to pray in his whole life. And he fell down on his knees in front of the chapel and just began to weep. And my dad he wasn't a crier at all. And he began to feel a peace in his heart. That, it's been said, sometimes you reach the end of yourself, you reach the beginning of God. And I think that's exactly what happened to my dad.
A week later, Reed received a letter from a woman in Illinois. Inside the envelope was a loan, just enough money to complete the project.
Well, the chapel was finished the summer of 1980. 81, it won the National Honor Award. Pretty soon it was on the cover of all architectural magazines, and my dad went from being a fool to a genius.
And 7 million visitors later.
We've had all kinds of folks. I like to say we've had everything from Amish to Hell's Angels.
It's a church that's bridging the gap.
The thing about this place, it seems to be able to connect not just a certain type of people, not just a religious person, but to all sorts of people.
Just like bringing together individuals at this sanctuary, making Thorncrown Chapel a reality was perhaps divine intervention.
The location, the design, and I think the spirit of the place and what it means and what happened to my dad, it was like everything coming together.
Doug Reed says the chapel's creation was a transformative experience for all involved, including his father, who unfortunately passed away 5 years after Thorncrown Chapel was built back in 1985. But the legacy of the chapel would continue, culminating in a unique honor in 2006, winning the prestigious 25-year award that's recognizing buildings and structures standing the test of time for 25 years. For other places to visit in our Wonders of Northwest Arkansas reports, visit our website, fox24news.tv.